God morning. God morning. Amazing souls. You are amazing souls, you. How you loving? You are on A Course in Miracles, where we have made a powerful commitment to be together every single morning for 365 days straight at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're watching the replay, you know you were with us live because your spirit was here when we did it. And since there's no such thing as space and time, you are here now in the circle. Welcome. This is day 138. I am Reverend Valerie Love, your Sherpa. They call me Kaisi, also known as the Divine Midwife of Soul Destiny. Basically, I'm here to inspire you to get your mind right. Let us breathe. Breathe and clear the mind. Breathe and let go. Breathe and move beyond time and space. We're breathing and letting go of defenses. We're breathing and letting go of sickness. Breathe and let go of all beliefs in death. Breathe and allow. Breathe and receive crystal clear clarity on what you are to do. We offer that simple, powerful prayer. What am I to do? Where am I to go? What am I to say? And to whom? And we offer this to our higher self, the self, capital S self, of all selves, the knower. And know that on this third dimensional plane, all the things that your body is doing and all that you are undertaking, you are fully supported. You are always taken care of. You are sustained by the love of God. Ashe. We open our minds and prepare for the sometimes shocking or startling revelations from A Course in Miracles. Opening the eyes slowly. Opening the mind along with the eyes. Being fully present and aware. Rolling your eyes around in your head a little bit to be present in the now, the timeless, eternal now. A Course in Miracles. Lesson 138. We come now on the heels of Lesson 137, Lesson 136, Lesson 135, in which we began to understand more deeply that we have defenses, and that if we think we are attacked, we will put up a defense and we would be doubly illusioned or delusional, because there's no such thing as attack and there's no such thing as a defense that can save us from an attack. We also learn to stop planning and trust the plan. We also learn that sickness is a defense when we don't really want to be our God selves and we just want to be separate and alone and sad. And we also learned yesterday and practiced all throughout the day. Today, we delve into Lesson 138. Heaven is the decision I must make. Tell yourself, heaven is the decision I must make. Is a choice. Because here we believe there are alternatives to choose between. When we're in the illusion, the matrix, it looks like you have to choose things. Now, when you're in infinite reality, you know that there is no such thing that is not in infinite reality, and anything that is fleeting, that's in time, is not real. Yet, when we come into the space-time continuum, we believe that there are choices that you have to make. We think that all things have an opposite, and what we want, we choose. If heaven exists, there must be hell as well. That's why we invented hell. For contradiction is the way we make what we perceive and what we think is real. We like to make up contradictions. The mind can be split. Creation knows no opposite. Creation knows no opposite. What's the opposite of a blade of grass? What's the opposite of the sky? What's the opposite of a cloud? What's the opposite of a river? Creation knows no opposite. But here is opposition part of being real. That when you come into this is giving us more attributes of the unreal world. In the very beginning of the course tells us a very simple statement. Nothing unreal exists. Nothing real can be threatened. Herein lies the peace of God. The peace of God abides with those who know what's real and what's not real, and who have no attachments to what is not real, and who abide forever in peace and joy and bliss and beauty in what is real. The real world. Heaven. It is this strange perception of the truth that makes the choice of heaven seem to be the same as the relinquishment of hell. It is not really thus. Yet what is true in God's creation cannot enter here until it is reflected in some form the world can understand. Truth cannot come where it could only be perceived with fear. For this would be the error. Truth can be brought to illusions. Opposition makes the truth unwelcome, and it cannot come as long as we continue to put our hands up to our eyes, our fingers plugged into our ears, and all inner listening gone, because we like to be loud. We like to have our raging thoughts racing through our heads all day long. We like to scroll Facebook endlessly and Instagram and YouTube without particularly setting an intention or looking for anything in particular. We like to give our attention to arguments online. We like to comment on meaningless things. We like to do many meaningless things all day. And right now, people are in their Silicon Valley office cooking up yet another app to grab your attention, hook it and harness it, and keep you as a battery in the matrix. How can truth come into such a mind that doesn't meditate, Doesn't go to a retreat, doesn't read a spiritual book, no, doesn't connect in spiritual community, doesn't go to any kind of event that could connect you with other beings that are also on the same path energetically, and you maintain that energetic connection even when you go home. No. How can truth enter this mind when it is unwelcome? It cannot. Choice is the obvious escape from what appears as opposites. Decision lets one of conflicting goals become the aim of effort and expenditure of time. So it would seem like, oh, I have 20 million things. Let me pick this one thing, and this is going to be the aim of my effort and my expenditure of time. Without decision, time is but a waste and effort dissipated. If you don't make an intention before you go on to Facebook and Instagram, you are part of someone else's intention. You didn't make a decision. Without decision, time is but a waste and effort dissipated. It is spent for nothing in return. That's scrolling, endless scrolling. Are you looking for something? No, I'm just seeing whatever they put in front of me. Okay, well, here's ad number one, a couple of your friends. Ad number two, a couple of other things of interest. Ad number three, one other thing of interest. Ad number four. It is spent for nothing in return, and time goes by without results. You wonder why you don't have the results that you're looking for? Beloved, here it is. There is no sense of gain, for nothing is accomplished, nothing learned. That's what happens when we don't make a decision. You didn't decide. You see, I see a lot of people, asking for help, and a lot of people that want coaching, a lot of people, they didn't make a decision. You know the difference between people that made a decision and people that, yeah, I want to be on this spiritual path. Really? Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, read this book. You got 3 pages in, put it down, and 6 months later, you didn't make a decision. And it's all good that you didn't make a decision. Just don't tell yourself you have when you haven't. You need to be reminded that you think 1,000 choices are confronting you when there is really only one to make. Yeah, I need to be reminded of that. And even this, but seems to be a choice. Do not confuse yourself with all the doubts that myriad decisions would induce. Do not confuse yourself. You make but one. And when that one is made, you will perceive it was no choice at all. For truth is true and nothing else is true. Oh my God, I love that statement from the Course. It's one of my favorite statements over the years when I have read this. Truth is true and nothing else is true. Truth is true and nothing else is true. When can we become that decisive, that laser like in our knowing? There is no opposite to choose. Instead, there is no contradiction to the truth. Truth is this blinding light standing right here in our minds. There's no contradiction in it. And as long as we want to swirl around in doubt and busyness and scrolling and everything else that life in the 21st century offers, endless choices and binging Netflix all night and all day and playing games endlessly, all the things the 21st century offers a myriad of diversions with no results, none whatsoever. Choosing depends on learning. And the truth cannot be learned, but only recognized. You can't learn the truth. You can only recognize it inside your own mind. Wow, that's true. And you can tell that it's true because it has a resonance. In recognition, its acceptance lies. And as it is accepted, it is known. I recognize the truth. Well, yeah, I recognize the truth. And then you accept it. But knowledge is beyond the goals we seek to teach within the framework of this course. Ours are teaching goals to be attained through learning how to reach them, what they are, and what they offer you. The course is giving you a whole new set of goals. Forget all the goals you had. I got to get a house. I got to get a boo. I got to get this kind of body. I got to get this kind of car. I got to get this. I got to get that. Reverend Val, I need a retreat center. I need to write this book. I need to. Wow, I have had probably thousands of goals over the years. And as a spiritual life coach and a support to many, many people, I've heard from many people, many goals. Well, now let's set all those goals aside for a moment so we can learn what are the goals that are really worthy of the divine beings we are. Decisions are the outcome of your learning, for they rest on what you have accepted as the truth of what you are and what your needs must be. Once you accept the truth of what you are, beloved, wow, everything changes. The whole world opens up. Once you accept the truth of what you are, in this insanely complicated world, let's say it again, in this insanely complicated world, it's an insanely complicated, complex, busy, uh, diversion creating world. Do you want your mind pinging all over Facebook? Do you want your mind pinging all over the whole 21st century world? In this insanely complicated world, heaven appears to take the form of choice rather than merely being what it is. Of all the choices you have tried to make, this is the simplest, most definitive, and prototype of all the rest, the one which settles all decisions. Heaven is the decision I must make. If you could decide the rest, this one remains unsolved. I could go around and try to solve 50 million different decisions and choices, and this one remains unresolved. But when you solve this one, when you resolve this one, beloved, when you solve this one, heaven is a decision I must make. The others are resolved with it. For all decisions but conceal this one by taking different forms. Here is the final and only choice in which truth is accepted or denied. Heaven is the decision I must make. It doesn't say heaven is one decision I get to make among many others. No, it says heaven is the decision. Let's look at it. Heaven is the decision I must make. So we begin today considering the choice that time was made to help us make. Such is its holy purpose. Here we learn the holy purpose of time, now transformed from the intent you gave it, that it be a means for demonstrating hell is real, hope changes to despair, and life itself must in the end be overcome by death. We have used time to prove death. Oh, I'm getting up there one day. Oh my goodness, here comes yes, I don't have much time left. Oh, I better get my affairs in order. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Stop it. In death alone are opposites resolved, for ending opposition is to die. How do you escape this whole, oh, I got to make 50 million decisions? Be dead, lay in a coffin, and let a bunch of people cry over you. That's how we think we end it. No, 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 no. Oh, he's in the great by and by. But we're still in this, we're still down here. Oh, Lord Jesus. Stop being pitiful and sorrowful. And thus salvation must be seen as death, for life is seen as conflict. To resolve the conflict is to end your life as well. We have made up in our minds that the only way you get peace is when you die, and you're going to go to the peaceful gardens and lay there in the cemetery, and people are going to go. I love cemeteries. They're super peaceful. Why? Because there ain't no minds thinking. Super peaceful. I walk through every cemetery I can get my feet into. Love cemeteries. Super peaceful. Peaceful gardens. They even name them, all these people. Tranquil Garden Cemetery. Because we believe that's when you're going to get some peace, when you get out of here. Because we don't think that you can have peace right now. We think that life is conflict, and the only way the conflict ends is die. These mad beliefs can gain unconscious hold of great intensity. Tell me about it. I haven't yet been able to shake all these unconscious beliefs, these mad beliefs. It says these mad beliefs can gain unconscious hold of great intensity. What does that mean? It means that your mind doesn't want to give them up, Valerie, and grip the mind with terror and anxiety so strong that it will not relinquish its ideas about its own protection. You will be so afraid of something jumping on you that here's a mask and another mask and a face shield. You'll be so afraid, oh, I got to do something before I run out of money. You'll be so afraid, oh my God, I got to exercise, otherwise I'm going to get this, that, or the other. These mad beliefs, beloved, they have gained an unconscious hold in our minds of great intensity. And it says that they grip the mind with terror and anxiety so strong that we won't give up our ideas about how to protect ourselves. We just want, we'll lock the doors and we'll look at the bank account 20 million times a day and oh, I got to do this, I got to do this, otherwise I won't be taken care of. That's a mad belief. You have to do this or that or the other, otherwise you won't be taken care of. When humans are the only species on this entire planet that actually have to pay for their food. Why did we set it up like that? When the God Goddess and Earth Mother Gaia put more food here than we could even eat. Go through any neighborhood that has trees, old growth trees. I remember I used to live in this neighborhood in Pasadena. It was so crazy, crazy, crazy to me. I used to walk past this tree. They had all kinds of old growth trees there, blackberry trees. They had berry trees. The berries would fall to the ground and people would walk over them and drive over them to go to the supermarket where the exact same berries, no, actually the berries from the tree were better than the ones in the supermarket, where the berries in the supermarket were in a tiny crate for $8.99. And right down the street, I kid you not, if I stood under this tree, I could see the supermarket right under this tree. This tree was not on anybody's property. And that tree used to get me to thinking all the time, what are we doing? How nutty are we that we made it that everyone has to pay for their food? What is humanity doing? How is it that you have to pay for your food? The only people that are not paying for their food are people that are begging for the food. The rest of us are paying money for food, and if we want really good food, we're paying good money for food. What has happened? We have minds that are gripped with terror and anxiety. It must be saved from salvation, threatened to be safe and magically armored against truth. That is what we believe about this unconscious hold of these mad beliefs. We have to protect them. We have to save these beliefs that we deeply hold dear from truth. And these decisions are made unaware. We're unaware that we made the decision that I'm not taken care of and I'm not supported in life unless I'm doing XYZ to make this amount of XYZ money. We really believe that the care of the universe and the love of the universe for each of us and our daily care is dependent upon how many, the course calls it, green papers you have and stacks of coins. We really believe that. And these beliefs, they're mad beliefs. If you think the creator doesn't love you because you don't have enough money. I thought that belief for decades. And to tell you the truth, I could slip back into a lack belief if I see a certain thing happen, a trigger. That's why I must be very careful. You're trying to trigger me into believing something that's not true. And then people try to guard their beliefs, mad beliefs. And mad, we're not saying that they're mad beliefs because we're judging anyone. We're saying that they're mad beliefs so we can let them go. That we have become so unaware of the decisions that we have made that we want to keep them safely undisturbed. We don't want anyone to come along and upset our apple cart of our beliefs. Apart from question, we don't want to be questioned, and we don't want to question our own mad beliefs. And from reason and from doubt, we don't reason out our mad beliefs, and we don't so much as doubt our mad beliefs because they have such an unconscious hold of great intensity. They are gripping our minds with terror and anxiety until we let the truth dawn in our minds. I am sustained by the love of God, not by money. I use money. Money doesn't use me. Heaven is chosen consciously. The other decisions we made, I'm not taken care of. I don't have enough money. If I don't have enough money, then I can't eat. I won't survive. I won't. Our survival instinct, super deep, super embedded in there. Get all that stuff out. That whole survival thing. Yeah. Survival. We think we We think that we've got to survive. That's what we think rather than thrive. We made all these decisions. Well, I'm going to be in peace when I'm in the peaceful, tranquil, guarded cemetery. While I'm in this life, I'm just in constant conflict and turmoil and one problem after the other, and it's always something. Stop. These are bad beliefs. Heaven is chosen, and we chose all the bad beliefs unconsciously. Heaven is chosen consciously. We must awaken. The choice cannot be made until alternatives are accurately seen and understood. All that is veiled in shadows must be raised to understanding, to be judged again, this time with heaven's help. Wait a minute. Let me take all my beliefs, dump them out here on the table in front of truth, and see which ones still keep living. And if all of them pop and sizzle and burn to a crisp and then disappear, wow, nothing I fucking believed was the truth. And all mistakes in judgment, they're just mistakes. Just dump them out of your head that the mind had made before are open to correction. All mistakes in judgment are open to correction. Beloved, one of the best things that you can do on this spiritual path is to be open to correction from everyone and everything. Don't fight anyone, especially 3-year-olds, because woo, they're the truth tellers of this planet because they haven't been tainted yet and they can really talk really well. 3 and 4-year-olds, you're going to hear some truth. You are going to hear some truth. Hang out around some little people or some old people. They say under 7 and over 70. They will give you the stark truth, no holds barred. Ouch. Because we do not want to look at our own selves deeply, ruthlessly. I'm pretty ruthless with myself. Something comes up in my mind. Is that true? You know what? I don't know if you're true. Let me get my tarot deck. I don't know if you're true. Let me get my pendulum. I don't know if you're true. No. Ruthless examination of your unconsciousness. Be ruthless with yourself. If you're ruthless with yourself, you really don't have time to handle anybody else or even see what anybody else is doing. You won't have time for it because you'll be so engaged in being in heaven. And when you're not in heaven, you're like, whoa, I slipped out of heaven. What's going on? Then you will ruthlessly engage yourself. You will ruthlessly examine yourself. And you will say, oh, I thought I made the choice for heaven, and apparently I did not. All that is veiled in shadows must be raised to understanding. This is another way of saying do your shadow work. To be judged again, this time with heaven's help. Pull all that stuff out that you believe. Yep, I believe that if I don't have enough money, I can't live the life of my dreams. Yep, I believe that people won't give me money for what I really love doing. Yep, I believe that it's never enough. Yeah, I believe that, and put them all on the table. And this time, heaven is going to help you to determine what is true, what's true, and what is not true. And all mistakes in judgment that the mind had made before are open to correction as the truth dismisses them as causeless. These are no thing. Now are they without effects. They can no longer create in your world and in your life because you brought all the bad beliefs out of your mind purposely, intentionally, consciously expose them to the light of truth. And now you have said, aha, I see what is true and what is not true. For you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. They cannot be concealed because their nothingness is recognized. You do not conceal something that you know is nothing. If you have a diamond ring, and if you have a balled up piece of paper that you threw out, you put the balled up piece of paper in the trash, and you take the diamond ring and you put it in the box and you put it in the safe. Why? Because you recognize the value. We do not recognize that 99% of our thoughts are trash, need to be balled up and put in the garbage like that balled up piece of paper. We are holding them as the diamond in the safe of our mind. No, don't assail my cherished beliefs. I believe it, that makes it so. Because I'm with a bunch of other people that believe the same thing too. And they told me I'm right. And I told them they're right. Stop it. All religion is built on that. The conscious choice of heaven is as sure as is the ending of the fear of hell. Now, one day you're going to choose heaven when it is raised from its protective shield of unawareness and is brought to the light. When you stop treasuring hell like a diamond ring, when you stop treasuring your problems and your little mad beliefs and all the things that you thought were so that are not. I mean, how long have I been on this spiritual path and I still get smacked with, well, you believe that? It's not so. Well, damn. I mean, look how many scientists on the planet, probably 90% of the scientists on the planet still believe in space time. And somehow that consciousness is emergent from space time. They have it exactly reversed. And a few scientists are waking up in their search for the meaning and their true search. They're really searching. They don't already have mad beliefs in their mind that they're trying to prove when they do the search. Do you understand that what you're looking for, you're always going to find, because that's how powerful your mind is? Who can decide between the clearly seen and the unrecognized? Yet you're not going to choose the balled up piece of paper over the diamond ring. Yet who can fail to make a choice between alternatives when only one is seen as valuable? Only the diamond ring is seen as valuable. The other as a wholly worthless thing, a but imagined source of guilt and pain. All the thoughts that we carry that bring pain. My mama died. My daddy died. My daddy left me. I grew up in an alcoholic family. Oh, I was so abused. I'm socially awkward. Oh, I have all these initials: OCD, ADHD, ADD, SAD. They're making up more initials now in marketing departments of pharmaceutical companies, where all these things are hatched in the minds of people who desire to make you a battery and become billionaires in the process. You want to play that game? Do you feel better now that somebody told you have SAD? Oh my God, I have SAD. Can it be cured? No, but you can just take this pill forever. That'll help you. Come back to me every month for another jab, another pill, another something. Keep coming back. They built up residual streams of income, and you are their residual streams of income. Your body. Are you going to stay in that? Does it feel good? Do you like it? Well, I mean, if you like hell, stay in it. No one's going to rip you out if that's your choice. What is being offered here is why you found yourself in this room on this live stream on YouTube this morning. Why you found yourself here is because you are saying, I'm choosing heaven. That's what you're saying. By being here, you're saying, I'm choosing heaven. Who hesitates to make a choice like this? And shall we hesitate to choose today? You have a balled up piece of paper that you just wrote all over. You don't need it anymore. You balled it up. And you have a diamond ring, or you have bars of gold, or you have anything that is important or cherished to you. Who would choose the balled up piece of paper? It's not a choice. We make the choice for heaven as we wake and spend 5 minutes making sure that we have made the one decision that is saying, wake up, 5 minutes, heaven. I choose heaven. Now, world, I don't know what you're going to put in front of me today. I really don't care, because I chose heaven. I chose truth. I'm ready to give up all my crazy little beliefs. I have believed I was a little human. I believed I had to make my way. I believed I had to find this. I believed life was hard. I believed I was uphill climb. I believed that things were out to get me. I believed that it was a dangerous environment. I believed, Albert Einstein said, you only have to make one decision. Do you live in a friendly universe? He said, that's the only question you have to answer. And clearly, he knew he lived in a friendly universe. Albert Einstein said it. The same thing the Course is saying, he said in a different way. This is really all you have to decide. Do I live in heaven? Right now, we recognize we make a conscious choice between what has existence and what has nothing but an appearance of the truth. There is no realness in this, what we call third dimensional reality. And you can tell, because when you look at it on a microscope, you look at it at microscopic levels, we will see that, we have we learned about the cells and all that, and the nucleus of the cell, and you go deeper. And when you get deeper, atoms, we found atoms, and we're like, oh my goodness, we found the building blocks of all of existence. No, go deeper. Below atoms, there was something else. And then molecules. And then we were, what? Molecules even smaller than atoms. Then we went deeper. And what did we find? Oh, now here the quantum physicists had to come in and tell us about quarks and waves and particles. And then we went deeper. And what do we find? Nothing. Space, energy. Wait a minute, wait a minute. The smallest thing is no thing. Hold the phone. Same thing the course told you right here. Nothing. If you look at a table, a chair, and you look at it smaller, 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 all the way down, you find nothing. Energy. It's nothing. It's not what you think it is. It's a convincing illusion. That's why we're all caught up in it. And what the course is helping us all to understand is your hand looks like a hand. It is not a hand. It is energy waving around. And you, who are the infinite intelligence behind the hand, you are moving the hand, and the hand is not you. That we have to keep hearing the truth, because once again, we have the bad beliefs that have taken such an unconscious hold of great intensity that it's very hard for us to even accept these things into our consciousness. So 5 minutes when we wake, we're going to spend 5 minutes on the only decision that really is the same decision we recognize we must make. We recognize we make a conscious choice between what has existence and what has nothing but an appearance of the truth. It's pseudo being brought to what is real, is flimsy and transparent in the light. This is your avatar body, and it can only heed what your mind says. It cannot do anything of its own accord, it itself being an effect. And effects are causeless. Cause is in the mind. The body is an effect. We've got to keep telling ourselves the truth, and we've got to continue to reverse our thinking, because if we knew the truth, you would say, oh, well, let me just heal that with my mind, and then you would heal it. Now, a warning. Paramahansa Yogananda, the author of Autobiography of a Yogi, said, it's a powerful quote. He said, if you fall down right now and break your leg, it is quite possible to heal your leg with your mind completely. Like, this was a yogi that I think when he died, they put him in the ground for like 40 days and then he came back again, because, yogis learn how to start and stop their hearts, all these things. And there have been yogis that have been buried in the ground literally for like 30, 40 days underground. They stopped their heart. They went into homeostasis, and then they started their heart again and started walking around. There's yogis. This is all documented. Yogis that haven't eaten, that just don't eat food and drink water, and they're just walking around just fine. Breatharians, as we call it. They're living on prana. They've learned how to master the energies within their being. Well, he said, if you fall and break your leg, it is quite within your powers to mend, completely heal your leg with your mind. He said, and if you don't know how to do that, you better get up and go to a doctor. And that's the same thing we're saying, beloved. Please don't take anything from the course to say, well, I'm going to take all my meds, I'm going to throw them in the trash, I'm never going to the doctor again, I'm going to heal my body with my mind of everything, because you don't believe it yet. And if you still have the old beliefs in your mind that say these pills are helping me, you better keep taking those pills. You have to, because your mind is still on it. Now, you will know that your mind is not still on it when you do what many people have done. They came out the doctor's office. Here's my grandmother. My grandmother came out the doctor's office. She was 70. And the doctor told her, well, these two, you're going to have some kind of heart issue, or you're going to have some kind of real big problem in your body, because these two veins going to your, these two veins in your throat, in your neck or whatever, these two giant veins, one is like 80% blocked, and one is 50% blocked because you smoke. And so you have all this. My grandmother walked out of that after smoking for 50 years. She started smoking when she was 20. She was 70 when she got that information. She walked out of the doctor's office. She dropped cigarettes, never picked them up again. She said, the man told me I was going to die. Why would I keep smoking? Guess what? It was the best story anyone ever told, because grandma went on to live well into her 90s. And I don't even know if the doctor was really saying the truth. We couldn't see the veins. We don't know. He was looking at him, but he told her that was the best thing he could have told her. So she made a decision. And because her mind was there, she dropped the cigarettes instantaneously, never picked them up, never had cravings, never picked them up, because to her, life with her family was more important than anything. She dropped them cigarettes like a hot potato. Now, Grandpa, he dropped them for a while. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna drop these cigarettes too." He dropped them for a few weeks, and after a while, Grandpa went back to smoking. He lived to almost 90 as well, 89. So you can make a decision instantaneously, and you can tell that you've made the decision because you get the result of your decision. Don't tell yourself that you've made a decision and you haven't really made the decision, because it's okay. It holds no terror now, for what has been made enormous, vengeful, pitiless with hate, demands obscurity for fear to be invested there. Now it is recognized but a foolish, trivial mistake. Oh, we just made mistakes thinking all these things. And the people who told them to us, they made mistakes too. Before we close our eyes and sleep tonight, so 5 minutes this morning, 5 minutes this evening, we reaffirm the choice that we have made each hour in between. And each hour, yesterday, I did it more than on each hour. When I'm healed, I'm not healed alone. I had to keep going into that. When I'm not healed, when I'm healed, I'm not healed alone. I mean, I was on it several times an hour. I tell you, when I'm healed, I'm not healed alone. Powerful lesson yesterday. So 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. And now we give the last 5 minutes of our waking day to the decision with which we awoke. We awoke with the decision, we going to sleep with the decision, and we're making the decision every hour. As every hour passed, we have declared our choice again in a brief, quiet time devoted to maintaining sanity. You just want to maintain your sanity while you're on Facebook. You just want to maintain your sanity while you're taking the kids to school. You just want to maintain your sanity while you're in traffic. You simply want to maintain your sanity while you're walking around in Whole Foods. You simply want to maintain your sanity. And finally, we close the day with this, acknowledging we choose but what we want. Heaven is the decision I must make. I make it now. I will not change my mind because it is the only thing I want. I'm not going to change my mind because heaven is really the only thing I want. Hallelujah. There we have it. A Course in Miracles, lesson 138. I do want to let you know that we do this every day because we've made an insane commitment to ourselves and to the world. I don't want to say insane. We've made a radical commitment to ourselves and to the world for 2022, that year of 222, the lovers in the tarot. We have made a critical, powerful commitment. Are you committed? That's what I want to ask you. Are you committed? We hate the C word. Are you committed? When I see non-committal in my world, it tells me that I must raise my level of commitment even more. I must be committed to what I said I'm going to do. I must be committed and follow through with providing what I said I was going to do. Are you committed, beloved? Because if you're not committed, you will not create the greatness in your life that you desire, because the universe cannot build a castle on sand. Oh, one day I do it, one day I don't. Yeah, maybe I'm in ascension, maybe I'm not. If you're in ascension, get in there and do it. Do it. I see non-committal in my world. That's why I'm looking at myself for commitment. Aha, up your commitment level. Where's all the places where I said I was going to do something and didn't do it? Let me go back and clean it up. I did that this weekend. This weekend, I cleaned up a tremendous boulder in my life. A tremendous. I feel so much lighter. It's not even funny because I had to go back and make something right that I had said I was going to do. And I also went out and cleaned the end of that storage that I had. Remember, I had that big, huge storage last year. You might have heard about it. You might not have. Had a big, huge storage, and it was like a big gargantuan monster. And I went up there one weekend in Washington, D.C., where I used to live, and I was just throwing things in storage and throwing things in storage. Do I need it? Do I want it? I don't know. I don't care. The place was like a monster. Every time I opened the storage door, it was like a big monster coming out to eat me. I was like, whoa, 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 monster. Light and strength and truth are one. And I do have the strength of God powering my every action, because I am God and God is me and I am that I am. Let me just take it one at a time. Okay, this book, I don't want it. Okay, goodwill. Okay, this dress, I don't want it. Okay, goodwill. Okay, this thing, I don't want it. Here, friends, here, family. Okay, this, yes, this one thing out of those 20 things that I went through, yeah, I'll have this. Took me, oh my good, how many papers did I go through? Get that out of your life so that you cannot have your attention whipped to things that you are not doing right now, that you committed to doing, you didn't finish it. Incomplete cycles of action is what we call it in inner visions. All of these things that you have going on that you have not completed. Go back and close the loop. Because I don't know how you can write a book if you have all these open loops. I don't know how you can build a retreat center or an energy healing practice or gain more clients when you have your mind all over and in the background is all these open loops. I closed some major loops in my life. Watch the Quantum Leap. And it came after Quantum Leap Dubai. And guess what? It was so effortless. It was like I was gliding because it wasn't work. It was not work. It was just the thing to do. And it unfolded effortlessly. Plenty of money, plenty of love, plenty of connection. It was heaven. It is heaven. Now I was able to move all those things out of the storage and gave some more stuff away. Hey, you want this? You want this? Yes. Beautiful. Here you go. And when you can do this, done, complete. With that, watch how much creative energy you have to pour into something. If you're an Ascension, you're going to be very happy because soon Ascension members will not be paying monthly, and Ascension members who hold their commitment, not those who don't. Ascension members who hold their commitment. There are some Ascension members, I have to give you a big shout out. You have been in Ascension for the 6 months that we've had Ascension, never missed a payment, never late on a payment, always in class, always early, always giving, always teaching, always learning, and you're getting benefits. You're getting results. Now, if you're in Ascension kind of get in there. Don't do that to yourself. Don't be because if you're like that, any program you go into, you will get results because we go into it wonky. So we're going to be getting wonky results. If you're tired of that, you no longer desire wonky results, you know what you want, get in there and do it. When you make a decision, I can always tell the clients and the family members who've made a decision and those who haven't. The ones who have made a decision, they get up and do it. The ones who haven't, they talk about it. Oh yeah, I was gonna do that, because yeah, but then I had to get the kids and yeah, I was in the store and that's how they talk. They talk with no determination. There's no ashe or power in their voice and in their being, in their bearing, or their countenance. And you know that they're just flaky. Okay, beautiful if you're flaky. I was flaky as hell. I can still be flaky. No problem on flaky. We got a solution. Just stay in the Course of Miracles every day and get your spiritual fortitude going. Because for me, everything is a spiritual solution. Everything is a spiritual solution. And maybe you hold to the same knowing. Maybe you know that a spiritual solution is always going to work for you. And that's why you're here. Beloved, we have many programs. We have the opportunity for you to be in the book. We only have a couple of spaces left in the calendar. Go to, I'm going to tell you exactly where to go. Go to ValerieLove.com. Don't ask any questions about anything. That's the head chatter. Go to a page, and this is for everything. If you know the resonance here in the heart, then go and do it. That's all I do. There's resonance, I go toward that. It's either a yes or a no. Become definitive, become decisive, make a decision. And then stick the commitment is, I got to stick with what I decided. That's the part that you're going to be challenged on. I'm going to write a book. That's it. I'm going to get up every day and I'm going to write this book. We'll see. I'm going to create this retreat center. We'll see. I'm going to create all my products for the Christian Witches Convention and have a beautiful table there and be ready. We'll see. See, we'll know it when we see you do it. You get to be about it, not just talk about it. That's for all of us. I get to be about this life, not just talk about it. For that, you're going to need some commitment, heaps of it. And well, if you're non committal, all good, because at least you know what's really going on, right? At least you know what's really going on. Beautiful. I so freaking love you, family. I so freaking love you. Like you show up every day. I look at Soul Whisperer, Randy, Lisa, who's her Namaste Live. Look at Intuitive Alchemy, intuitive amenity. I love that. Renice and Loves to Run and Black Women Stand Up and Love Always, the Broadways, and Miriam. Miriam is here every morning, front and center, first person in the. She's here before I am because I can see the comments before I go live. I'm like, oh, Miriam be beating me here every day. Okay, that is commitment. And to all of you, I just bow to you. I bow to you. I love you. I appreciate you. You're freaking awesome. I mean, it's beautiful, family. It's beautiful. I see the God in you. I see the mastery in you. I know you're here for great things. And I know you'll get them all done. All of them, all of them, all of them. No problem. We're going to end the live stream, and I'm going to turn the Clubhouse room over to the mods if I can, because I have to return the rental car on time. Look, I have to honor my commitment. I said I was going to be here at this time. Let me be there at that time in good order, and then move on to the next thing that the day calls for. All this running around and getting places late and not doing what you said you were going to do and showing up later and all that. No, I'm over all that. It's not a mastery. It's not in good order. Do what you said you're going to do, and you're going to have a much higher estimation of yourself. Yes, family. Oh my God, you're going to think the very best of you. And that's the only person that needs to think the very best of you is you. And we'll all catch on. I love you. ValerieLove.com. Casey out. Mwah. Peace. And on Clubhouse, can I